Hello everyone, my name is Sofia Cerebral. This is the introduction video for Management Creative Innovations 3323. About me is that I was born in Sarasota, Florida, and I moved to Tahlequah, Oklahoma about 8 to 9 years ago. I went to Tahlequah High School here. And something I like to tell everybody is that I speak 4 languages. My first language is Russian and second English, but being brought up in America, of course, you don't hear my accent. I'm 20 years old and I'm very interested in diplomacy. So some hobbies of mine is that I really enjoy to dance. I danced ballet for about 10 years, professional ballet in Florida, and I came to Oklahoma and danced also professional ballet at Academy of Performing Arts Center that we have here in Tahlequah. I also really love learning new languages. I know Russian, of course, Spanish, English, and Macedonian. I was able to learn a new language when studying abroad in Macedonia. It's a country next to Greece, where Alexander the Great is from. I also enjoy traveling. Explains a lot about learning languages. I do plan to study abroad in Spain next semester and better my Spanish speaking skills. And I've also been to about 10 countries, maybe more, including Poland, Belarus, where my family's from, Macedonia, Greece, Serbia, Mexico, Costa Rica, the UK, and a few others. I also enjoy reading. My favorite book was probably Ishmael. Very interesting book about evolution, and a few others. Moving on to my education. So because I was born in Florida, I went to Tatum Ridge from pre-K to 5th grade. I also went to Keys Middle School whenever I moved to Tahlequah from 6th to 8th grade. And going on to high school, I went to Tahlequah High School and went from 9th to 11th grade, but because I did an exchange program through the U.S. Department of State, I lived in Macedonia for a year where I learned the language, and I went to high school there through the IB program, the international program. And finally, I'm in NSU now. I am majoring in international business management, and I am very interested in diplomacy and doing that in my career. All right, moving on to the innovation role that I would take. I definitely see myself being an entrepreneur, and a goal that I have and would want to do is start a study abroad program. It's one that is similar to Yes or Flex Abroad, which is a study abroad program that I went through whenever I was an exchange student in Macedonia. And I would make it a non-profit program, and I would get the funding from the U.S. Department of State. But it is kind of an issue now because in August 2025, the administration canceled about $100 million in funding for 22 cultural and exchange programs. So this is kind of an issue, and I would like to overcome it. Where would I start? Basically, I would contact Congress. I would meet the members of the United States Congress, explain why funding is needed for programs like this. I would also join advocacy groups or even start them. And organizations such as NAFSA, Association of International Educators, coordinate campaigns and meetings with lawmakers to support international education funding, which I kind of have already connections within the not State Department exactly, but definitely the Capitol here in Oklahoma, because I was a page for Senator Avery Fricks 2 years ago, and I was able to connect, network with them, and definitely make connections for future projects like this. I would also raise public awareness, definitely talk about it at NSU, the college, and to get more students to write articles and use social media for this. I'm also very active on social media, talking about different traveling advice and programs that you could study abroad with. And then, of course, have peaceful demonstrations like campus rallies and show publicly that student support can restore the exchange programs and the funding. And of course, university advocacy. I would tell the university about this and hopefully see some action happening with that. And of course, colleges can lobby the U.S. Department of State and Congress to protect funding for international exchange programs. For next steps, I would definitely create a nonprofit organization, register the program to be nonprofit, and apply for tax exempt. And I would do this with the Internal Revenue Service. I would also develop partnerships and, as well as I said before, connections with people who are in the power to change things like this. Of course, partner with universities in the US and abroad to get more students in, and find host families as well. So I would also build a funding model, combine government grants, and partially of the program fees would be paid by the students, which we kind of do already at the International Student Organization at NSU. So it's already being done, but I do want to bring back more of the programs that are funded by the State Department, because a lot of students cannot afford to go abroad or pay a lot of the fees. And then launch a pilot program, start with a small group, find some students in one country, and test how the exchange process would go. And later on, I would expand the program, increase destinations and student participation as funding and partnerships grow. So that is the biggest thing, honestly, is funding. That's why I would need to advocate to have some of our government officials bring back this funding and, push this opportunity forward for students to go out and see the world. Especially, I feel like students in Tahlequah have never even either left the state, and if we had more programs that were affordable and that other students could go abroad, I think it would be life-changing. Me studying abroad for a year in Macedonia was life-changing. It's pushed me to want to become a diplomat now, which who would have, I would have never thought that I would be doing that. And lastly, some ways to contact me is either through email, the college email, or just message me through Blackboard. And if you are interested in studying abroad and programs, definitely send me a message. I can help you find one. I am doing a study abroad soon as well for next semester in Spain. and I'm very excited to share my experiences and talk with people um, about different cultures, backgrounds, and just opportunities. Thank you.